Nice to be all back. For nothing too crazy or harrowing. Apologize for a bit more of a later start, just because I was looking to see if I had any more specific parts I wanted to add. But I don't. And it's just me cracking open other pieces. It just sits right there for a second. I should bring it to live record. How you doing, everyone? It is good. I can throw this over there, right? Reckless abandonment. Hey, it's good to be back in action. Not back, gone for a day or so, but you know, schedules and whatnot. Today is just a little bit of marine catch-up. Just some of the stuff I left unattended to while I was prepping the whole diorama thing. But, nothing too crazy. If I do happen to finish these two in a timely manner... right here. These two in a timely manner. We got some aggressors right here. I'm finishing up the last bit. I've been working on this guy in the meantime. Actually could use a little bit more Cassandra on top. Actually, no, I'll leave it. Looks fine. But I just recently finished him up here. I'm going to give him his dirt in a second and just drench the dirt in gray. Those guys will follow the same pattern. I've already got the colors out, which saves me some time. But if I finish them fast enough, I got some more thick boys in the back that also need attention. Yeah, I'll just leave you here. So while that dries, I can set another one of you up. Oh dear. Oh, did I break you? I might have a little bit. Oh dear. My holder. Please, I have very fragile hands. There we go. There he is. I believe I used you. I also used you, so enjoy this bit again. Just make sure this is correct. I don't want to have a kerfuffle. A little bit lower. Yeah, that'll be fine. Feels like it's got good, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll start to make sense in a second, but... Gotta reuse all this, yellow orch as much as possible. Finally ran out of the old bottle. Now I got nothing but the new stuff. I don't know what they did to change it yet, but we'll figure that out together. Actually, honestly speaking of, I could just double up these over and over again while I wait for it to finish. I think I will, actually. Sounds like a good idea. Usually takes me about 2 coats to correctly have what I want for the yellow. Because afterwards it's just Cassandra. If you're curious on the colors I do use, I have a lovely quick, I think it's a 3-minute or 2-minute video on the colors I use for the Imperial Fist scheme. That area might be hard. I might need to use an actual brush for that. So just jam it in. Yeah, I'm sorry, ammo belt. The purposes of the Mud Fist, though, will forgive me later. Now, your boy doesn't have to worry about fine details. I needed this. Let you sit for a second before I come back with another coat. God, I am messing this thing up. Give me another one. You know, if I can do it like this, I'm gonna quickly grab those 5 big lads. Check that out, chat. Look at the mass amounts of chonk. Just chill it over here, bro. Look at all this T6 glory. T6, 3-up armor, 3 wounds. Just gunning for you. It's the other half of the Gravis unit. I never fully finished. I don't need you, so you can chill. I don't need a thin detail brush, finally, for once. These will be the last 2, bring you back a bit, actually. It's not completely hurting me. Ah. Rested elbows. Get all up in there. I'm wondering when I do use the new yellow orch, if it's going to be better or worse. Because the old one, though it does take a couple of layers to get going, the results have been fantastic. I'm wondering if it's going to be an enhancement. for a loss. Get in there. Well, since I'm going to be finishing up the last of these guys, I should prep the rest of them for a nice big old group picture, finally. Didn't want that much yellow, but take what I can get. A smaller brush for that. Might also need another damn paper towel. You are not going to be able to see what's in there, so I do apologize. There's a lot of inner machinations of the Gravis unit that just makes it impossible to reach and or paint properly. That's why if you ever see anyone who do like actual paint projects with them, they'll definitely just do them in separate parts. It's impossible to reach them in a full state like this because there's just so many belts everywhere. I think I'm good to move on with that. Hello, Sprinkles808. How you doing? Making some Gravis, Imperial Fist Gravis units. Got one of the finished boys earlier over here. And we've got the actual older template that I had from way before with a bloodied fist. Just finishing up some thick boys. I want to eventually run them with Torgaradon at max power, but they've been on the backlog for a bit. Yeah, the fisty guys. I actually do remember them. This was the time where, this is around the time when I was building them and I ran out of the actual Imperial Fist, transfer pieces, so I have to use the transfer sheet. That might actually work better for what I'm doing. Now it's lovely detail time. You've never actually seen someone make/play them? The fists... The thing with the fists is that they're very... If you've seen Ultramarines, they're very much Ultramarines, but like watered down to standard army style.
This is for you. Listen.
They're not super showboaty, they just do the job. You're new to the universe? Well, welcome on in. To be honest, I'm not that fluent in myself. I'm coming up to my half a decade time into the hobby because I came around during good old lockdown, but welcome on in. Enjoy, pull up a stump, be comfortable. And if you got any universe questions, I'm all ears and will answer to the best of my ability. I do apologize if I talk fast. It's just a habit of mine. I think the first thing I'm going to try and do is hit the red areas more than anything. I think I have to. It feels so good not to worry about too much highlighting. I'm gonna drown these guys in so many washes and without a care in the world. Fell into the rabbit hole about a month ago, so any and all lore you are willing to dump I would love. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of it's going to be Space Marine related. I know they're the bargain bin lads, but I literally cannot get enough of them. I got the Imperial Fist over here. We got a recent Dante. I can bring the camera up. A recent Dante that we finished. My first practice in the non-metallic metal. Hell, we got Lucius in the back corner, which I'm going to be excited to paint over because I've been wanting a reason to use the Jiruchi Violet. And just oodles and canoodles. A lot of it's going to be Space Marine related, but I wouldn't say I've neglected the other races as well. Be down for some Space Marine lore? Well, I'll hit you with a very uncommon lore fact, which revolves around the Imperial Fists. Did you know, the earliest iterations of the Imperial Fists had some very, not-so-kosher lore as to how their Marines entered into their chapter? To make a long story short, it involves a lot of... I don't know how to say this without getting too... It involves a lot of blood and other portions. I'll say that. It's not the best. It's funneled into a fountain. And... look it up. Look it up. I swear. Look it up. I don't know if I can really talk about it over Twitch. It's not the greatest. I actually need more black. But aside from that, another fun fact I like about the Imperial Fists, which I don't know if it's true or not, but they are the second most caring of the factions towards humanity, second only to salamanders. Is it better or worse than kinky elves? I guess in the term of that sentence, maybe a little bit better, but it's still a little bit of a what the fuck moment. It's not really shock, it's more of a ugh. Like, wow, I don't know what's it's the gift from Scary Movie, the guy going ugh. But yeah, the little known other fact that I really like is that they really do care about they're one of the only other Marine factions that care about guardsmen to a point, because they still do their job regardless, but they will put in the full effort to guard humanity. Oh my god, how did I do these laurels? I can't remember. Fuck, does he have laurels? He does not. Oh, the other one's over there. I think I just made them red. And I'm not just saying that so I don't have to get up again. Boom, 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 boom. That's there. I think I should make the skull black. Yes. Second point, not really a factoid, but I find the Ultramarines are actually quite nice of a faction. And I know it's a little bit controversial to say. But I do believe every game needs its poster child. And I quite like their lore, actually. I think they're really nice. Before, I could understand some people saying, like, yeah, they're a little bit overpowered, but I think the most recent stuff for them has been quite nice. With a lot of their sons questioning the old ways. Fucking railguard. There. Let me see. Some Horus Heresy lore for you. The main faction that I usually run, the Grey Knights. Which part of the wiki should I be looking for the scary Iron Fist story? Oh, the Imperial Fist story? I'll help with a lookup of myself. Yeah. Ian Watson, that's right, that's the guy who did it. So if you're going to look for that specific story, you're going to look under the name Ian Watson. He was one of the first ever writers for Warhammer lore, and it's mostly been retconned for obvious reasons. But if you're looking for anything from that, it's what is it? Space Marine, I believe, right? Yes, it's the book of Ian Watson's Space Marine. You don't actually have to read the book, but it's there it is. Oh boy, yup. You can actually find it on a Reddit post. So if you just look up Ian Watson Space Marine Ian Watson Space Marine poop, it should be the first Reddit post, and one of the first comments gives you an excerpt of what that whole story is. It is quite the read. I will go no further on that. One of the few things that I'm glad was retconned. There it is. Get a full line of... Much better. More Space Marine facts. Oh, the Grey Knights thing, yeah. But, if you haven't really delved into the Horus Heresy, but you do know of the Grey Knights, if you don't, the Grey Knights are a special detachment of Space Marine that works under the Inquisition. Works in quotations, they tend not to like them too much. But, they are a loyalist chapter of Space Marine. They are all Psychers, and their original founding members were from all, or mostly all, Chaos factions. Well, I didn't expect... I assume you got to the second paragraph. I told you, it's wild. It's really wild. But it's fine, you don't need to worry about it. It's completely overwritten lore. You don't need to worry about that no more. Thank the Emperor, you don't gotta worry about that no more. Actually, I will give him the red backpack. There we go. But the Emperor was told he was really mean to his Primarch kids. Yeah, to an extent. To the point. So the thing you have to understand about the Emperor, there are many depictions of him depending on what the story needs. But for the most part, the simplest way I can explain him is that he's a very almighty being, but one of his greatest flaws is that he really never took the time to understand his humanity. So he's very numb to emotions like love, care, He really understands mostly anger and just determination, for the most part. He really cares little for how you feel about his methods. The only purpose that matters to him is that his methods work. Also need to adjust the camera a bit. So when you see people talk about how, oh, Biggie is so mean to his kids, he doesn't really see it that way. It doesn't absolve him of his actions, but he really doesn't see it that way. He doesn't see them as his children to begin with. Like, the only real one I guess he could have considered his child was Horace. Which is why he named him the favored son. But for the most part, he sees them more as officers, tools, soldiers. And I think he did also play favorites half the time, which also didn't help either. But he really only cared about you if you got the job done. Which, in a sense, was him caring. But, you know, a lot of his sons were more blunt than needed be. Look at Perturabo, Mortarion, Angron. Well, actually, Angron had a reason to hate him, and so did Mortarion, but Mortarion's was more petty. If there was anyone who truly had a reason to go traitor, it was definitely Angron. Like, who that man couldn't catch a break. The literal epitome of, I hate the Emperor. He's not much better to begin with. You have to understand, when you talk about characters in 40k, very, very few of them are redeemable in any sense. I just read... Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Angron gets kicked around a lot. He never really got a chance to express anything other than hatred. Which is really sad when you think about the stories in the long term. There. It's also quite sad if you're reading Space Marine lore and just how more approachable the Marines were back in 30k. Because a lot of people give Marines the shit for, you know, they're mostly just screaming war cries and praising the Emperor. It's like, yeah, it's a part of that. I mean, everyone in the Imperium does that, but it's kind of crazy how back in 30k, they expressed a lot more human initiative. Like, if you read most of the Horus Heresy books, a lot of them are quite, you know, relatable. If you do read any of the Horus Heresy books, chat, I highly just recommend the first 4 you'll ever encounter, which is Horus Rising to Flight of the Eisenstein. All of them are very good. The weakest, I think, would probably be False Gods, the second one, just because of the whole situation with that. But if you're gonna start, if you want to learn some Space Marine lore, that's a good place to start. Delves into the whole Horus Heresy, lets you experience POVs that are great, and some very, very good characters. I love my man Garviel Loken. Not as much as I love my boy Nathaniel Garrow, but it's close. It is a little surprising. You wouldn't think they'd have more humane stories, but that's just how the Great Crusade had them, because they were still technically people at the end of the day. But it's just now with 40k, it's more of the time of the Imperium is just conditioning, because back then it wasn't all church and war hymns. It was actually like a suited army. And then everybody knows and loves Erebus. Had to go sticking his nose in places. Ruin fucking everything. I mean, I'm assuming the heresy still would have happened, but he definitely pushed it along. Definitely do not thank that man for anything related to that. That damn. There we go. Let's put there. Actually, put that there. Now I have to do this. Any other cool Marine facts I can think of? Trying to see. There's a story about. There's another Horus Heresy story about how when the Emperor met Leman Russ and they went to a drinking game together. Hello, Blue Neko Fox. Hope you're having a good evening as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am TheLGod. You can also call me Reese. And we're just painting some Space Marines. So pull up a stump and get comfortable. Do I want to make that black too, or do I want to make it red? I'll make it black. I'll make it black. Also, don't mind these up here. They're just armature bits. Honestly, another good portion of early Space Marine lore is the Emperor finding all the Primarchs and reuniting them with their legions. Russ's is especially funny, not just the drinking game, but it's like with Russ's story, he goes through a whole thing to where he challenges the Emperor to multiple like Viking contests. One's drinking, I think another is eating, and then there's the final one where it's like it's hunting. It's super funny. They're both drinking barrels of the homemade Fenrisian ale. And I do mean barrels, like whole ship barrels. Cool, I was about to go and paint up my kill team. What kill team did you get? This is a very important question. This will determine your fate. Scout Squad? That's the wrong answer. Ban them. Messing with you. That's cool, you got the Scout Squad. Actually, remind me that I need to build my own Scout Squad for Imperial Fists. I have a bunch of bits left over, but I need to get that ready for the lists. No, it's funny that you mentioned that. I actually just recently built up, I think I have them on the side here. I recently built up more Chaos Marines because I'm delving into that, and I got the Nemesis Claw, the Nostroman Nemesis Claw, which I'm excited to paint up. I like their scope a lot. And I'm glad that they gave you so many bits. It's crazy how cost-effective the Kill Team boxes are, with how many bits they supply, and if you have any spare parts, they're great for making more Marines. It's actually ridiculous. I got like a couple extra busts that I could do to make more Legionaries. So now I need to get them all... Yeah. Trying to think if there's another interesting Marine fact that wouldn't be common knowledge. I'm mostly thinking Imperial Fist, but the only other fact I can have for the Imperial Fist is that they don't actually have a Chapter Master. The closest thing they have to a Chapter Master is... Actually, that is kind of a funny bit. They have two possible contenders for Chapter Master, one of them being Darnath Lysander, and the other being Tor Garadon, and none of them want the job. They both got offered the position for Chapter Master, and they were like, nah, I don't want to do that. I have the starter set, the Hive one, Vespids. Ooh, you got the Tempest Aquilin! I'm jealous. Bastard. Why not? Because being a Chapter Master kind of low-key sucks. You constantly have to deal with the High Lords of Terra all day, while also managing your entire faction. You also have to determine deployments, who you're helping, where to go, and both Garadon and Lysander are just like, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to talk to these crotchety old farts. I'm gonna go where I can go and go where I'm needed. The Imperial Fists really do follow a code of, does this planet need help? Yes, help it. Unless the devastation is too much, then they just say, move on to the next one. It's kind of funny because the original, or like the main chapter of the Imperial Fists don't have a Chapter Master, but some of the secondary chapters, like the Black Templars and the Crimson Fists, do. They got Pedro Cantor for the Crimson Fist, which is low-key a baller and has the best power armor set, don't even at me. And they have a Chapter Master for the Black Templars in the form of High Marshal Helbrecht. But yeah, most of the Imperium factions don't really like dealing with the High Lords of Terra. Even the, this is actually some sister lore. Even the appointed High Lord of Terra, Morven Vol, hates sitting in those meetings. Just completely does it because the Sisterhood needs a representative there, so she's like, fucking fine, I'll go.
Please, don't ever leave me.
If Morvenn Vahl had an option, she would be constantly on the front lines. Not many people really care for the High Lords of Terra because they don't really do anything, if that makes sense. They more or less just govern their preceding sectors and demand tithes. And, you know, sometimes they lose contact with people and they're just like, go check it out. Which eventually leads to gene stealers. And a little side fact, if you needed to know who's the oldest chapter master, it's without a question Dante. I think close behind him is Calgar, and then third is Azrael. You haven't gotten to Gene Stealer stories yet? Unfortunately, I'm going to burst this bubble for you now. With Gene Stealers and Tyranids, you're not going to find much lore, because it's mostly from the perspective of either the Brood Lord and controlling the people as a whole, or just someone random in the hierarchy. The Gene Stealers and Tyranids don't really have characters, because it's more or less just eat everything, kill for the Brood, and ascend into the giant Hive Fleet. Well, the Space Elves actually do have more lore. It's the problem. The problem with the Space Elf lore is you have to look in other factions' books. Like, I don't know if you've read The Infinite Divine, but the early chapters of it do go into early lore for the Eldar after the collapse. So you get to see how the elves went into there. As well as, I believe it's the Big Daka that goes into Dark Eldar lore. Not as much as the Imperium chapters, though. Well, you know, it's a sci-fi universe. You pay attention to the humans. I can't really help you there. It's the same thing with Star Wars, and how everything is almost a human faction. And everything alien is either a wild beast or they're from a backwater planet. If you do want an alien race to sink your teeth into, look in the Necrons. They actually have some very good books. They have very good books. Infinite Divine is a classic. Honestly, a must-read for anyone getting into the books. And Twice Dead King is quite nice. There's a story about a Gene Stealer cult finding out about a battle sister camp. They mind screw the sister that was losing heart and tricked her to kill the other sisters. Interesting. Neko, I don't know that story. If you know the title, write it in chat if they're interested about it. I personally don't know much about stuff outside of Space Marine, so if you can provide any help, go for it. And if you post it, I might as well add it to my wish list on Audible for something to listen to. That's crazy. A lot of the Tyranid stuff has to do with either mind manipulation or just outright eat you, to be honest, at the end of the day. The Gene Stealers is more the mind manipulation, but you can also go into that with the Neurothropes. that up. I didn't want to make that yellow. It's fine, though. I did it again. Son of a bitch. I would have to look at the video, but I watched about Battle Sisters turning from the Emperor. Give me 20 seconds. No problem. That's also another fun thing, is that you do find some stories of certain Battle Sisters turning. It's funny that both Battle Sisters and Grey Knights hold the coveted title of, like, very, or nigh incorruptible. But it's nice to get those stories in between of, like, a sister falling to chaos, or one of my personal favorite, like, controversial stories. It's not canon, but there is a short story about a Silver Knight that enters the realm of Slaanesh, makes it all the way to the final level, and literally loses the battle against his mind against the Prince of Pleasure. And he turns into a, he turns into what? It's something like the Velvet Knight or something. He's like a purple Chaos Knight now that circles around the realm of Slaanesh. I love that story. I think it's really cool and puts some, like, strain on the Grey Knight legend. Because it gives you a measure of their purity. It's like, well, he went through all these levels, and it literally took him being in the presence of a Chaos God to finally fall. Get in there. There we go. Good, good. I need more lead belcher. Gosh darn it. Right, give me 2 seconds to get more lead belcher. My big meaty claws. Meaty claws. I'm glad I've kind of found the nice spot for the camera. You can kind of infer where it is just by looking at the actual face cam, but it's just right there barreling down on my desk. I got a shitty camera, what can I say? I got a shitty cam that's been with me for years. But you know what, I appreciate you, Logitech. You stuck with me. And you haven't broken down. The more I can say for other pieces. It works though. You gotta make it work. You always gotta make it work. Persist! Oh my god, speaking of, like, frickin' Warhammer video games. Boy, was I both excited and really deflated from the Skull and Bones reveal. They picked me up, and then they just pile dropped me right on the ground. It started off so great, and you're like, yes, the hype is real, and then it just waned, and you're like, that's it? Aww. Dude, it started off with such bangers. You didn't like it? It's not that I didn't like it, it's the matter of fact that what they revealed was kind of it felt like a good roller coaster, and then it just went meow, because it was mostly just remakes. Boltgun 2 is exciting. Dark Heresy is neat. I don't care about the card game updates, because they're more or less cash grabs anyway. The Dark Tide update is very exciting. I'm happy for that. What was it? It's the Rogue Trader update, but I mean, it's the game that makes mostly TTRPGs for the PC. And that thing's not going to be done until all the DLC is out, so there's not really that problem. I have some Battle Sisters. I was looking into them more and found a few videos. There's another story about a commander that silently messaged a leader of Battle Sisters. Normally getting help takes weeks, months, years. But these 3 Battle Sisters showed up the next day. He told them, I know you don't want this getting out, so that's why I silently messaged you. A corn-corrupted Battle Sister was loose. Yikes. That's never good. That is never good. But yeah, most of the now I can only think about Corn Battle Sisters. Most of the reveals for Skull and Bones were very tame, I think is the best course. Most of them were exciting, but a lot of them were tame, a lot of them were let down, or some of them were letdowns. And it felt really safe, I think, at the end of the day. By the way, Neko, thank you so much for looking that up. I didn't know about those stories, but now I do know, and I'm gonna check them out after stream today. I appreciate you. I should probably give it to the things. Get inside this whole thing. Fuck it up. There we go. The most excited of the reveals I am for is Dark Tide. I've been meaning to have a reason to play that game again. And if it means I get to level up another class, so be it. I get a dog, and that's what matters. Always remember that, chat. If there's a dog involved, the game immediately jumps up to a B+. I'm trying to think of what they're going to do with that dog, though. I've been looking into the sisters more since my game shops don't sell all the space elves. I'm going to need to make an army. So I'm stocking up on some sisters. Hey, if you want a place to stock up on minis, if you've seen it from multiple Warhammer creators, go to Wargame Portal. I know they're doing a big restock, but I believe you can back order off of them, and they sell things at a discount. They do have a lot of like the base army options for you. You can buy them off the store, and they'll send it to you at a discounted price. And you can also do shop pay with it. If you're also strapped for cash, you can do it in installment payments and pay it off whenever you need to. I constantly use that for minis. I actually just ordered a Jump Pack Lord for the CSM. I think it's a great website, and a lot of Warhammer content creators use it or advertise it. Again, if you're cool with shipping, I don't know if shipping's a problem. If you're out of the US, I believe If you're outside of the US, look up Auspex Tactics, and he's been doing those promotions for a bit on his videos. He illustrates multiple places that actually have discounted miniatures in different regions of the world. That's true. Waiting is the problem, but at the same time, you know, you get the mini. And those discounted stores online, they're pretty reliable. I mean, I get notifications of the sent packages well within a week. The Cult of the Spiral Dawn, re-released as Legend of the Dark Millennium, and Cast a Hungry Shadow is books about the sisters taken over by Gene Stealer cults. Ooh. I gotta wishlist that then. I can use my free credits from Audible. I've been cracking into a lot of Warhammer books. Like, I finished up the quadrilogy of that Horse Heresy start, read Infinite and Divine, and now I'm on to, what was it? I'm reading Faultless Blade. I was told since The Emperor's Children released that there was a Lucius book everyone could check out. And after reading Galaxy in Flames, I do have a hatred for Lucius. And, you know, after reading his book, I still do. The guy is a real prick. Like a right prick. To quote the cousins across the sea. To be fair, that's his whole character, but, you know. We can still call a spade a spade. Seals are going to block it, but that's fine. Can I share my Instagram with some of the figures that I painted? I believe I still haven't gotten that done. If you want to just send me a whisper message with the link, I should be able to pull it up and we can check it out on stream if you're cool with that, or I'll just pull it up on my end and check them out. But I don't believe the links, I've gotten them to work yet. You're free to try. I got it into the recesses and I fucking hate it. There's that follow. Look at Blue Fox sitting at the desk. Don't know what the heck that was. The good old boop boop. That'll be fine. Too far. Lower that down. Thank you. Am I still able to check it out? Good. Okay. Oh my god, that follow just reminded me. If you are watching the stream and you're liking what you're seeing, please do leave a follow. We're very close to that 200 follower goal. At 200 followers, I will bust out. I have all the 40k Primarchs that I've been collecting these past couple months. I have them all sitting in the back. Once we get to 200, I spin a roulette wheel, and then whatever name pops up, I will build and paint on stream. There's going to be multiple things for that. Yes, the short. Thank you very much. Sprinkles, thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, pass the stream around. Let everybody know, hey, you want to give this guy a follow? He's going to build a 40k Primarch and paint it. And it's going to get the full treatment. It's going to get this Dante treatment that I gave this lad. Going to give him a nice paint over lookout. I still actually have to touch him up, but I'm going to do my best because I constantly want to evolve my craft. And also deal with my mustache. Which is why it's nice to take time and just do battle-ready schemes and not worry about detail. It's funny how doing non-metallic metal makes you miss using the metal paints. You whispered the link? Okay. Get ready to be flamed, you fool. I gotta fucking... Here, take this. Yes, yes, yes. I love multiple figures of protection. We good to go? Why are you like this? Is it this one? If you're gonna make me do it again. Perfect. Okay. Let's try that again. Yes, I would. Thank you very much. Alright, boys. I'm in. You know, after it stops yelling at me. Is that good? Okay. Please. I'm begging. Yeah, chat, can you tell I don't use Instagram? Oh my god. Sure, I'll change it later. Or make a different thing. Hold. God damn it. Can I... Do I really have to? Okay, I don't even have to sign up. God damn it. Oh! I didn't even have to go through all that. I hate it here. Oh, but they actually zoom in. Alright, I'm gonna have to accept just looking in as far as I can. These are nice. They're nice, the way I can see it is they're very nice battle-ready schemes. I like the gold and the red on the sisters. It's very nice. The guardsmen look great. Vespids, I believe, it looks like you're not done with them yet, but so far I'm liking the red hue. Yeah, I like the Zephyr Wings. That Zephyr Wing effect you have on the left is looking great. Skaven are good. Yeah, looking poppin'. I like the Stormcast Eternal. It's very nice having a good gold that's just quick to equip. Looks great. You're far more into my battle line than I am. You're far more into the battle line than I am. And we can't really see. Would you want people to see it on stream, Neko? Would it be alright to show it? If not, I'll just close it out. That happens, I'll do this. You let me know if it'll be alright to pull up on stream, because I think it looks really good. I can't go too into it, but... Sure. Chat, check this shit out. Look at this shit. Look at this pog shit. So I love the attempt at the hazard stripes. I myself suck at hazard stripes as well. You can just tell from the frickin' time I tried it. But I do like the gold, the white, and the red for the Sisters of Battle right here. It looks really great. I also see the Zephyr with the giant not the halberd. It's not a halberd. It's like an executioner's axe. With Sisters look great. The Guardsmen look good. I really like the green blend you did there with the green, with the Guardsmen. Same thing with the Skaven I like really too. And these pieces, I'm wondering, are these D&D pieces right here? The, because it kind of looks like, this kind of looks like either the beginning of a mermaid or a siren. You look like you have looks like a kobold or a dragonkin. I didn't even see the tiny little, the rabbit rogue. These are really good. I also see you're starting on a giant dragon. I had a giant mountaintop dread ready in the back. But these look great, Neko. That's a good cam on the sniper. I didn't even see that. I like that a lot. You gotta drill your holes though, man. You gotta learn how to drill your holes. You being able to start drilling barrel holes for your guns, it's gonna look good. You get away with it mostly on the Sisters because they have a lot of heavy bolters. But I think they look great. If I could like it on Instagram, I would. I just don't have an account. I don't really use Instagram. I'm thinking I should though. Did that cut out? It did not. Okay, it's still going good. I was afraid it cut out. Would I want to do this? Question I ask every day. I don't think I'd want to make it, like, I think I want to make it a metal color. So then you just give this all a metal treatment. Solidifying, no. There we go. So the mermaid is a creature caster set called Children of Ecstasy. Other figures are D&D related except for the werewolf woman. That is from a TT game called Wrath of the Kings. Oh, it's a werewolf. I apologize. I assumed from the color scheme that it was more lizard-oriented. But starting off on a base, that yellow looks really good. funny. Those werewolf legs look very lizard-like. I think that's good right there. Oh, you... Where is it? You make me... Problem number 48 of trying to enjoy the hobby. Sometimes just tiny hairs don't know when to mind their own damn business. I think it's the armor plane that makes it look that way. Sometimes models just feel weird how they're designed, and then sometimes they're just clean with it. I grabbed the wrong metal. I can't waste this now. That side I did not. I've been wanting to get a Lady of Depravity from Creature Caster. It sounds like a lot of those D&D minis are really good. I only have one that I've ever painted. I really can't go over there and grab him. They are unfortunately just stuck behind things, but you can pull it up. If you go down into my socials for Twitter are down there, and in my media, you'll eventually find it, the saved image. I'm being a bitch. I'll be right back. I'll go get him. Don't you break on me. Waddling back. We got him right by our side, but I think the best way to show this correctly, I just gotta pull it up into the live record. It works. But I just want to let you guys know, this is both a PSA and just constant. If you've started mini painting, please, 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 please take your time. Never pursue crazy stuff. If you're going to pursue crazy stuff, take it in motions and don't overwhelm yourself. Because I started out shit, but some of my proudest minis have been that Dante and this masterpiece. It's one of the biggest projects I've done, and it's fantastic. Why do I have a picture of Zen in my media? Do I have a picture of Zen? I've never actually looked at that. Take me to the Twitters. Oh, now you just... That's huge? Yes, it is. This is about the same size as a giant thing. A giant Titan. But now you're making me look that up. Do I have Zen in my media? You lying to me? I remember that. Fuck, I forgot that was there. It might have been a retweet. It might have been a retweet from a VTuber model reveal. Oh my god, that was so long ago. But yes, my point still stands. Please, 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 give yourself the time you need because you can do stuff like that. There's a giant, you can't see him here, there's a giant knight that I have right here too. Giant old Valiant, poking up to say hi to you. I still eventually have to touch him up, but the progress you make is worth it. Because there have been times where I just don't feel like painting, and I just say to myself, you know, that's fine if I do anything else. A retweet? Absolutely, it's a retweet. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Think there's ulterior motives? That was a while ago. I haven't gone through this thing in a while. Oh my god, the Lego Star Wars tweet. Does it actually go back to, my first minis? It kind of does. It kind of does go back to my first minis. God, it goes all the way back to the Division 2 beta. Holy shit, God. No. Oh. Yeah, when I started getting into the Horus Heresy. I'll show these pictures. I don't give a shit. What am I caring about? It's broken. Yeah, no, I've been doing this for a bit. I'm going on my I'm technically going on my 4th year. But yeah, I've been at this for a bit, man. You get to doing some crazy stuff. Nice little trip down memory lane. We're all friends now, no need to be embarrassed. Well, you haven't seen the darker stuff. Couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it. Son of a bitch. Oh, God. It's fine showing people. I'm proud of the progress I've made, and I love showing people that stuff like this, that as long as you put your mind to it and you just constantly beat your head over it, you gotta keep pressuring yourself to do it or else you just won't do it at all. You like the Buff Puff figure? Absolutely love the Buff Puff figure. You not see... Hold on. About to make me pull up the live record. Bro, she's right here every time. Turn the lights off so you can see it. She's right here every time, always watching me paint. There's no secret. It's absolutely in full view with the little pupster. There we go. I love decorating the PC with just random stuff. There's finished Broodlord up there, Parasite of Mortrax, that finished Captain Ron that I did, all my Inquisitorial agents. There's an Eevee up there. I'm tattling. Do it. Do it. It's already posted up there. You lost your chance. It's posted up there for the world to see. I'm safe. There, I need to save that for I messed up the silver. I hope I haven't. Now we're good. Good. Now, unfortunately, I need to give that the metal treatment as well. You dang chatters always pull me into nostalgia, and I'm not painting. How dare you? With your whimsical questions. God, I have way more energy than I usually do today. That's the pleasures of being able to paint at home on an off day, listening to rain. And also not having to worry about non-metallic metal for once. Yes. Getting close to wash time. Super excited. Sent you a link to the Lady of Depravity, just don't share on stream because of reasons. What are these reasons, Neko Fox? What are these crazy reasons that you think you'd have to hide it from me? What are these outlandish reasons? Apparently the thing's not refreshing. What are these reasons? Sweet Mother of God. I understand. How's that even... What? What the hell am I looking at? I'm more perplexed than anything. I'm very sorry I can't show this, chat, but if you're curious about it, just look up Lady of Depravity. It's the first result for a creature caster. She's 14 inches tall. What the fuck? What the hell? Oh, you can buy it with shop pay. If it wasn't so goddamn gigantic, I'd say that'd be a pretty cool model to run as a Keeper of Secrets. For, like, casual games, because no one gives a shit about casual games. That art style is sick for her that they gave her. I'm curious, hold on, how big is the, For God's sakes. Model size, you nerd. Keeper's about 5.5 inches tall. That doesn't sound right. Gender-bent Fulgrim is a correct statement. 60mm base. Actually, it might be smaller. Give me Waha. don't know about you, chat, but, that's smaller. You may have led me to another site where I'd want to paint more minis. You lied to me. Nah, oh, shit. Luckily, I was on the image you had. I completely forgot. We're good, though. They was just white things. I scared the shit out of myself. Woo! I forgot where I was. I forgot where I was. Woo! That's forward thinking, TheLGod. He was like, let me just get to this, so in case I fuck it up. Jeepers creepers. I'm gonna favorite that site, though. For research. For research purposes only, chat. You may also like the Bond feat. Children of Ecstasy Infantry. Dude, these are sick. These are way better. Man. The Siren of Ecstasy. Gotta scroll down now. The Queen and King of Ecstasy. These are like great stand-ins. You know, it doesn't surprise me that the Lady of Depravity is also sold out. Also, can I just say, for an option of a gender-bent Fulgrim, she's half the price. And you know, I can't be too upset with that. Height 140 meters, base fits on a 60mm base. I need to look at the Keeper of Secrets actual model. Model scale. Here we go. God, dude, the Keeper of Secrets is $160, dude. You're out of your mind. Oh my god. Dude, it's crazy. Honestly, I think that the reason she's sold out most of the time is that she's cheaper. Dude, I don't even want it for the crazy design. God, it's so upsetting. 2 sprues. 2 plastic sprues. Oh my god. And we're not even gonna get into Horus Heresy Demon Fulgrim. It's just upsetting. 100mm round base. Demons of Ruin. There's Demons of Ruin? Dude, what the fuck? Dude! Are you kidding me? A 3-man unit of great-looking demons that could all classify for 3 chaos spawns for $60. I'm upset. I'm upset. These look actually good. The Exarch of Ruin could easily be a great unclean one for 50. It's just... I'm glad GW is getting competition now, because it's stuff like this that's gonna make them change their ways. It's just wild, dude. It's just wild. It's crazy. Alright. That's a bookmark. That's a bookmark for the model making. That goes into my mini conversions. It's sad. Look at the Magnet Demon. I don't want to look at the Magnet Demon. It's going to make me sad because it's going to look really cool for a very affordable price. It's wild. You look at all these other, like, miniature options. Infinity's another option. They can be a little bit on the pricier side half the time. But most of the stuff that you get with Infinity fills out your army list with, like, 3 purchases. That one is more newer. I'll take a quick second. Let's go to, Shrikes of Ruin. Is it by any chance out of stock, maybe? Plague Angel. There's a Queen of Ruin. The King of Ruin is just a giant freaking Great Unclean one with more textures on it. Lady of Anguish looks great. Ay, dude. Exarch of Ruin. Sweet Tooth Lesser Exarch of Ruin. They look the same. Oh, it might just be the parts then. Bile Witch. Oh, I have seen that model before. You know, funny enough, I don't see the Maggot Demon. Is it called Maggot Demon, or is it something else? There's a Lord of Virulence, which is funny because I think that's trademarked. It's called Maggot Demon. I'm looking. I do apologize, it's not here. It's on the second page of the Rune Demon page. Okie dokie. I'll include all of them then. Scroll it on down. Harbinger of Ruin. Behemoth of Ruin. Butcher, Biomancer, Paladin, Queen of Ruin, Lord of Sorrows, King of Ruin, Lord of Virulence. I hate to tell you, there's no Maggot Demon. Let's see if I can Google it. There it is. Good old Goggles got me. You don't need to worry about it. Oh, Ooh. That is not good. What a great model, but oh god. God, that thing's on 140 millimeters? Base is 50 millimeters. Oh, so it's like a character size, okay. Custom scenic fits on 60. That is gross. For 110. Honestly, it's not. It's a lot of teeth. That's gross, but honestly, for 110 with all the like the plastic styling you're getting, that's not bad. It's a bit much, but you know, or something like that. Yeah, I'd get it. Oh no, you actually get the sculpt. He is way bigger. Okay, that 110 makes sense now. I forgot 60 millimeter. I can't. God, it's got me messed up. Dude, he's how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it? He's 9 parts. And you don't even have to clean anything? Oh my god. How many parts is the big fucking Nurgle guy? How many parts? That's like nothing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sprues. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 separate parts. GW, what are you doing, man? Alright, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. If I just sit here and look at this site, I'm gonna be here forever. I can't do that. Can't do that. Bring me back here. There we go. I'll be sure to take a look at all those models afterwards. Do I have anywhere else to go? I do. She's 54 pieces and 230 millimeters tall. Holy crap. It's like, I think that's almost, I think an Imperial Knight comes up to like about 2/3 of that height. Holy cow. mock-ups. Okay. There's also something else I need to do. I completely forgot. Gotta get your working pants. Okay, that should be good. If I could get this in there. There we go. Okay, so here. That's right, all the other metal everywhere. I can actually shift you up here a little bit high. There we go. I think after that we're good for the washing. And then I just run without a care in the world. There's a little corner there. All right. So I believe I'm all clear on where to go. Got to get that side. All right, chat. You want to see the power of washes? Check this bullshit. Bring it down now. We're swapping over brushes now, people. And with just 2 washes of Cassandra and Sepia, get out of the way, I'm about to make this marine shine and filthy. No fear, chat.
you're still lurking, lurk all you need to do, man. Listen, if you guys think you need to be actively commenting, do not worry. If you're lurking, that's fine by me, man. Lurk away. We're all chilling. We're all painting. If you got questions or want to hear any tidbits, always feel free to, but if you want to lurk, you lurk. Alright. Our first option is done. Now comes in the sepia tone. And then afterwards we just got dirt out the wazoo.
I will miss you forever.
Now we have the Agrax Earthshade. Can't forget about good old-fashioned null. This is obviously for the grease portions. Ah, null oil. The classic quick fixer for any battle-ready unit. All right. washes are applied. There, I did not. Needs a little bit then. It just reminded me when I was using it to hit this with it. There we go. And just like that, chat, we're ready to start our mud. And the multiple portions that belong with it, including this little guy. Little sponge. Is that how you're supposed to use washes? Most of the time. Generally, when you're using a wash, it's more or less meant to cover over and hit recesses of the model. Have you been using them wrong? It just depends on how you're looking to paint the item. With a wash, it's more or less gets in the grooves, leaves an imprint, provides the color that you're looking for. When I first started out, I had no idea about washes either, so I'm not one to criticize. You use the washes however you feel you're getting the best use out of them. Got a few that came in a paint bundle, used it once, but didn't look like it did anything, so they're all just sitting there. Well, bust them out again. And now that you mention it, I did forget to do this for them. Splotches of white. There you go. A little bit of this. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. Actually, is one thing I forgot to do. That's on me. And then we need gore And Snakebite. I'm probably going to have to redo that paint scheme video that I did because a lot of stuff has changed. I've added way more colors since then. At least for mud, anyway. Lovely little lad. This snake bite is just a personal touch over here. Now I should point out, these two aren't washes. These are contrast. So this is where you see most people who take basing or quick speed painting. They use contrast colors because they're thick, they're quick, and they cover the model in seconds. You give them like a simple base coat of color, and then the contrasts. Is that not the same thing? So yeah, now you're starting to get why it gets a little bit complicated. So shades or washes get into recesses. Contrast is for quick and faster painting. Layers are for your detailing as well as highlighting. And bases are for your straight, flat surfaces, like, you know, the gauntlets, shoulder pads. Just immediate flat surfaces to cover with paint. They all are different, and they have their own different consistencies. And there's another step that you might not see some of them. They get a little bit more crazier. I think this one is no, that's a layer. Some like this are called technicals. This is Ard Coat. And this gives a gloss. And there's another version called Dry, which is meant for dry brushing. You get little bristles of paint on, and what you saw me do earlier with the yellow, with my little pinkish brush, is when you're dry brushing, you sort of run it down back and forth until it comes to a fine. I think a perfect way to show it would be, say my thumb right here is a model. I would take a bit of paint. I would dry brush it back and forth on the paper towel that I have here, and you can see it's just barely on there, and then you just dry brush it on. And you notice it gets the edged areas, but it doesn't really go into the recesses. You see that? So look at that. You learned about different paints, and you got a little paint technique. And that's actually what helps you, this is the result of zenithal, which is when you're priming, but this can also be a factor of dry brushing. You see, like, the white isn't completely in everywhere. I wish I still had a prepped model with dry brushing on. I don't anymore, unfortunately, because I've painted them all. Sucks. Also, this thing now has a... Get off of there. There you go. And I would like to give this guy a little rock. Give him that. There we go. I'd like to give this guy a little rock. Well, there you go, chat. There is our Mud Fist. A giant Gravis lad, drenched in blood and grime of the world. got his auto-targeting for his cluster missiles. Or, I'm sorry, cluster grenades. There's these rocks. Yeah, that rock will be fine. That. Speaking of, where's that little pincer? There's another damn hair. Get you, or you're pulling my leg? Pulling my leg. That time I got you. There he is with his little rock. So I'll take care of that basing in a second. I apologize, I just hit that. But we still have this guy over here. Just gonna repeat the process. I really did kind of overestimate myself. I thought I could get more done, but... Well, to be fair, me and chatters were chatting. Can't help it if the chatters were chatting. Chatters were chatting, I chat back, we chat the night away. And nothing gets done. But that's okay. Chill out, listen to smooth jazz. That's right, this is the guy I messed it up on. I put the Legion sigil on the wrong shoulder pad. You know, honestly, not to sidetrack at all, but going back to the painting questions from earlier, sometimes if you're a freak like me, you'll use layers to base and bases to layer. It can get real fucked sometimes. This hobby really is what you make of it. I probably am. It's good. Actually, need more of this. Oh boy, that's a big drop of Formula P3. There we go. Put all that back. Don't need all that. I was taking all that on the bottle as a suggestion. There's no need to fear, Sprinkles. The bottle lies. The stretch of your imagination cannot be bound by the restraints of mere plastic. Allow your creativity to flow. See through the lies of the Jedi. That's the wrong universe. Sorry about that. Star Wars kicked in for a minute. I think one of these days I should mix up my models again. I've been doing a lot of 40k, and there's still other games I could be painting. If I wanted to do another serious, like, detail, I would go over to Conquest. But I should get back to some of the... I've recently got some more Star Wars Shatterpoint minis, and I need to catch up on that again. The pile of shame ever grows, as they say. You think you'll outrun it, but no, you don't. God, thought I heard Nike for a second. Definitely heard that before. It's very close to the Nike theme. But I just got into 40k, don't leave it yet. I'm not leaving it. I'm not leaving it anytime soon. Unless they completely destroy my Grey Knights, then I'm burning all my 40k. It's a done deal. Scorched Earth. It's just, I get the feeling sometimes doing 40k over and over and over again might be boring for some people, especially if you're a mini painter. You might want to mix it up. See if you can show different models to people. I do unfortunately have a lot of 40k backlog, so I don't think I'll be able to stop painting it anytime soon. I approve. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your approval, my liege. What would I do without you? No, but I should continue hitting the 40k pile. I think I might just start dedicating weeks. Like, some weeks I'll do Infinity, some weeks I'll do 40k, some weeks I'll do Shatterpoint, Conquest, and so on and so forth. Maybe mix up the weeks. Don't have a set thing. No, I gotta doing the same thing can get stagnant. Yeah. That's the curse. That is the curse, unfortunately. You get the darkened backpack. God, I recently went back to try and upkeep on Star Wars news. Only to find out one of those Star Wars games I used to play is getting shut down in October, which was quite sad to hear, but I understand why it was getting shut down. Poor Star Wars hunters. It was a fun game, it just did not have longevity in its blood. I feel like if it adopted a more Overwatch mechanic, it probably could have done something, but there was just not much there. You know what I'd love to see? I doubt it'll ever be done properly, but... So I used to be a big player of Galaxy of Heroes. And if you don't know what that is, it's a team builder a la Star Wars. It's currently one of the only big, like, money-making Star Wars games right now. I literally can't think of another one. But, the model that they had for, like, creating different random team synergies was really cool, and I'd love for them to do a 40k version of that, where now you can see when they update the game nowadays, where it's just buffs galore, doing all this crazy stuff with summons. And they kind of do it with Tacticus, but it's not the same. I would love the top-down 5v5 interaction. Or the, the over-the-shoulder interaction that Galaxy of Heroes has for 40k with the intricate models. Not to say the models for Tacticus are bad, but it's just Tacticus does the whole top-down hexagon battle thing, and it's not as engaging.
I'm also quite thirsty. Hydration. That's good.
It's kind of crazy. I haven't thought about Galaxy of Heroes in a while. I finally was able to give up the game, and I honestly have not looked back for the better. Which sucks, though, because they just recently added Clone Troopers. Like, I keep up with the news on the game, but they recently added Clone Troopers. New ones, anyway. I was a little bit pissed on that, but it was for a character I didn't own, so... Eventually I subsided again. You know what? I just thought about that. I never colored that. Oh my gosh. There we go. Little black specks help a little. Yep. 'Cause I never color the other thing. The hell is this song? Not fair. To be fair, I just let these playlists play. Ice cream break? I can't believe you. Get me one too. I don't know what you got, but get me one too. You know what I could do for that? I could have a nice thing. Oreo caramel or strawberry? Strawberry. Strawberry's very underrated. Gami, thank you.
I will miss you forever.
We circled around? Eh. Give me something better. Sure. Yep. I like this creator. Actually, I don't even know if I could use the. Are you still good? Maybe. That'll be there. Now I think all we got is the, I got the top there. This looks Nice. There we go. Give him a little bit of a chrome thing up top. A little bit more detail. Well, I am unfortunately going to need to get more gold. Think your little guy is done? That's good to hear. He's ready for the tabletop? Let's get there. There we go. Back. There we go. Wanted to pick that up at least. The little Imperial fist. The fist. Go. I run out of brown. Sakes. I need more brown. I hate that. His shoe is messed up. That's how it always is. You think you're done and then you notice something you missed. Literal pain in real time. blushes. As long as I haven't forgotten anything. I did. See what I mean? You think you're done. Okay. Now I think we're good. Alright, Cassandra. Null. Sneezing coming. I apologize. Where's the Agrax? There it is. All of these, and then... Yes, you two. Swap brush. I should set these things with like a different keybind. God, if I could do that, that'd be amazing. So I have a dark tone wash ball and says that ball that says deep shader. Are those the same thing? Like interchangeable, I mean. Depends on the actual colors. If they're just straight black, then they might be interchangeable. If not, then they would be two different things. missed that whole arm. Terrible. I'm sorry, Gravis. I just got beeped. Honor Scoops. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Thank you for also giving me a heart attack. I do appreciate it. You're keeping me on my toes. Crack open the sepia. Hell yeah. Did I actually highlight their eyes? I did, no. Most of them are covered in gunk. Got all that. And this is the Grax for the singular purity seal. Go. Gore not yet. Snakebite I can actually do now. Right into there. Can actually bring you back down. So you actually see what I'm doing. Change the camera. Back to 102, if you would be so kind. Thank you. There we go. Now you get a better idea of how everything's going through right now. We're almost ready. Just got to hit the specified areas with null, and then we can get our dirt craze going. does remind me, didn't I? I did not. I'm terrible. Where's the, I didn't give the golden bullets in the small backdrop. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. There we go. Now you can see the bullets. Clean it up a bit. Okay. Now it's time to give this lad the dirt he deserves. Which means I need a gore now. My scrunge. I should see if I can eventually find a, like a handheld one. This one's good and all, but it would be easier to get into the other places. Okay. Now I need a gore. Oh, you're hooked. Okay. Please, no spills. Here we go. There are actually some places I could use a bit more null oil. But other than that, should be ready for his rock. Just a few more areas, big guy. Get in there, it's perfect. There's a freaking thing of brush hair. There we go. Yeah, I usually give the elites one rock. Most of the battle lines just have the dirt. Elites usually get a rock. And it's probably usually going to end up something like this. I'm running out of rocks, unfortunately. That's the reason. See, look. Chat, I'm running out of rocks, alright? I need to go get more rocks. And then we go, let it rest. And while he's resting, can start cleaning up a little. Because I am unfortunately out of time. Oh, as is tradition, you get to check out the paper towel that was used. You run through. He definitely deserves 2 rocks. He absolutely does. A lot of these guys deserve 2 rocks, but I think it helps me in the long run if I save the guy who leads the squad with 2 rocks. But who knows? And I mean, the bases can always be revisited. If I get more rocks, I'll definitely get more rocks. Can never not have enough rocks. Now I need to pull out a special brush. One that I have deemed expendable. So you harden up. Not the entire thing, just the transfer paper. You 3, but these 2 have gotten a chance to settle, so. Come on, you. There we go. I don't want to get too rambunctious. You might be wondering what the hell I'm doing. So it's very simple. I'm coating the bottom base in an Instacure glue that I use, sometimes for mini building. And then I run it through the dirt that we use. And voila! Perfectly base coated. Of course, you got some excess guys here and there. We give that a second to dry. Do the next one. And then the one after that. You just gotta make sure you have a brush that you're willing to sacrifice to the glue. Now to let you know, this is not a be-all end-all for basing, but this is a quick way to get a nice battle-ready base going. You ever come across some gravel at your local hobby store? Or even if you go to places like, in the States, we got places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. They got small little patches for dirt for like train setups and everything. You get them cheap, and they make for great, quick dirt. Fine. You should be ready now. Yep. I will say, when you're working with any type of glue, be careful about getting it on your hands. I've had this glue many a time betray me. All good? Yep. Just bring it up. You can see them all. All right. I probably shouldn't have cleaned up the transfer sheet just yet, but I really didn't have enough room, so it was kind of out of my hands. But this is what the rubber black is for. At least for this setup, anyway. I can use this. Need you again. Go back down. Actually, you know what? I might not even need that. There. There. And right there. Yeah, that gives a way better result. Well, I improved the technique a little bit more today. And here, actually They don't need you. And there's our mud, chat. Nice grime. And thick with personality. Just gotta make sure I have this ready to clean up the edge. So I can actually do this with all of them, which is perfect. That. Right there. Just settle off on the side. This one might actually need 4 placement setups because of his footing. There you have it, folks. The mud is done, and now for the final. I know I keep saying that, but this is truly it. This is just to clean up the edge. Where is it? Specific brush I use for this. The reason why is because it's the perfect width for covering the base without going back and forth. hell was that? I'm not getting away that easily. What the heck?
Dare you try to do that at the last milestone? Oof. That Formula P3 is some good stuff, man. Look at that. Alright. Now I gotta get the rest of them ready for a family photo. Let's get them all presented nice and neat. I gotta get the other three. You can kind of see the evolution as they go on. Well, chat, it's a bit of an awkward angle, but I hope hope you enjoy the large aggressor team. I think if I put it up to the live record, it should be better. Yeah. Here they are, chat. Torgaradon and his live aggressor team in full view. A little bit hard to get on the center just because I don't really use this camera for centering, but there they all are. Your full Mudfist aggressor squad. I'm definitely going to take a better picture when this is over, but whew, that's all of them. My hand hurts. Oh my god, I did miss something. No! No, I missed something. No! Fuck. Damn it. I knew it. Probably gonna need a little bit. His damn guns. Those damn guns. This is an older one, too. I can't believe I missed that. That's fine, we got it. There we go. That was agonizing. So, I unfortunately do have to go. Thank you all for stopping by. Again, if you haven't followed yet, consider leaving a follow. Lets you know when I'm going live. And it pushes us ever closer to that 200 follower goal. Remember, when we hit 200 followers, I spin a wheel with all the 40k Primarch model names on them. And whatever the wheel stops on, I build and paint on stream for you guys. We literally have all 5 of them, so it's no holds bar. But if you are curious about any of my other past projects, again, more shilling, you know the rules. and so do I. Check my Twitter. Lets you see all of my finished past projects. You also get to see some other funny stuff, apparently, that I did not know was stored in there. But until then, I'm going to be streaming this Saturday. My normal days are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So look for me then. And I might paint something different. Or I might play a game if I'm feeling spicy. But have a good night. Stay safe, guys.